Well, we're back. UFC Fight Night. Fuck me, I might be the worst predictor on YouTube, and I never claimed to be good at this shit. But like, bro, this was bad. This was like, last card was bad. This was bad, man. This was bad, and I definitely picked some. Just adjusting the camera there. I definitely did some like picks where I was like, I just could pick these guys just because like it would be fun for them to win. But like, bro, they're probably not gonna win. But fuck me, I did not do great. Oh well, let's dive into it. Well, obviously we'll do a typical start at the bottom, go all the way to the top. The thumbnail for my last YouTube video, the predictions, was like, let me see what it was. I believe in the title it was like, it was Lone'er Kavanagh saying like upset or whatever like that. And I was like pretending to like be core and pick Lone'er Kavanagh, but actually I was like, in the video I was like, I think Brandon Moreno should win. I don't see how Lone'er Kavanagh beats him, other than like maybe he like just outpoints him like the first 3 rounds being cleaner, and then like kind of wins a decision that way, which is pretty much what happened. But I did say like realistically, I don't see how Brandon Moreno loses this fight, and bro fucking lost this fight. I saw a lot of people saying that there's like that it was like a really close fight, or like I saw one person say like Brandon Moreno could have won. Definitely don't think Brandon Moreno won. I definitely think he won like the later rounds, did better in the later rounds. Obviously, the second round he got his ass beat. But obviously, as the fight goes on, like he is going to have a little bit better cardio than Lone'er Kavanagh. I didn't expect Lone'er Kavanagh's cardio to hold up quite this well. However, I did expect Brandon Moreno to have a bit more output, and I think like getting pieced up and tagged like that in the first and the second round definitely slowed him down quite a bit, and obviously those calf kicks just destroyed his legs. And I did expect him to have a little bit better in the grappling, which he just, I mean, he did a good job of winning the rounds by like kind of pushing Kavanagh up against the fence and eating the thigh, and kind of like just kind of nullifying what Lone'er Kavanagh is doing at range with the striking. But I thought he would be at least able to get him to the ground maybe once, cause a bit of scrambles, and then like, I do think Brandon Moreno would have had the advantage in the grappling with the submissions and stuff like that. But none of that happened, and I saw some comments also saying Brandon Moreno's washed. I don't know if he's washed, bro. He didn't look that bad, but like Lone'er Kavanagh's striking, like I think he pieces up everybody in the striking in this division. It's just like, does he get a little bit tired, or does he like get a little bit sloppy and get caught with something like every once in a while, maybe like the Charles Johnson fight. But like if you look for it, like technique versus technique against every single striker in the flyweight division, I think he's the most technical striker. I think he easily outstrikes Joshua Van. I might be wrong, but I don't see how Joshua Van like strikes with him. Joshua Van is just like, his boxing is good, and maybe he's able to catch Kavanagh with the boxing, but like when you mix it all together, like kickboxing wise, Muay Thai wise, Kavanagh's got much better feints, better head movement, he mixes it together way better. He's got better movement, but he does use a lot of movement, bouncing in and out and stuff like that, which obviously is part of the reason why he gets a little bit more tired, whereas Joshua Van just kind of walks forward and just mainly boxing, but he's not using a lot of those springing and fast twitchy kind of movements, which Kavanagh does, and that's probably why also, he doesn't get as tired. Anyways, I digress. It doesn't matter much. Kavanagh won. He's going to be up there in the top 10, which is sick. He belongs up there, man. He is one of the better fighters in the division. Definitely one of the better strikers. I do see that Kavanagh like getting out grappled by like people like Tatsuya Taira, no problem. Other people like that, but in the striking, like he's definitely the cleanest striker in the division. So I picked Wes Schultz, and I forgot how fucking awful this dude was. I literally there was some fights where like I personally have been training like MMA about like 6 years now, kind of on and off, because like I compete in freestyle skiing professionally in the winter, and in the summers like I'm still training for that, but like I go to the gym like 2-3 times a day, and I have had some fights. But like I swear to God, I watched some of the people on this fight card, and I'm like, bro, like I maybe have like a total of like 3 combined years of MMA training under my belt. I am pretty naturally athletic, and I am in a decent shape, but fuck, their technique is so goddamn bad, man. Like there's some people in the UFC that I'm like, dude, you're just awful. Like, I don't know how to say it. It's like, it gives you hope. You're like, damn, dude, like I could probably train for like 3 years and I would be much better than some of these guys in the UFC. Obviously, more of them are at the higher weight classes, but there's guys like fucking Chris Moutinho. I swear to God, I could have the skill level of Chris Moutinho if he gave me like a full year of training. I would probably be better than Chris Moutinho. The dude is just like so naturally unathletic, and there's a lot of people in this division that are like, well, not in this division, in the UFC, that are just so bad and probably get destroyed by a lot of people in the regional scene, but somehow end up in the UFC. I don't know. It's interesting. But Wes Schultz is one of those dudes. Honestly, I don't know why I picked him in my prediction video. I was like, he's not that bad. And then once the fight started, I was like, holy fuck, I forgot how bad he actually was. Wes Schultz is striking. He's just disgusting. And I forgot how unathletic he was. He just doesn't have any fluidity to his movement, doesn't have any... Yeah, it's just really bad. Anyways, he got absolutely destroyed by Damian Pinas. Damian Pinas just put it on him. And again, this is like the difference between somebody who's... Wes Schultz probably has way more time training, spent way more time on the mats. He probably even trains more than Damian Pinas, but it's just like the difference with two guys, that one guy is naturally athletic, one guy has literally no motor skills whatsoever when it comes to athletics. It's pretty bad. There's not a lot of guys in the UFC nowadays that get super far that aren't like naturally athletic. Like you even have, unless it's heavyweight, but you even have like people that are like, let's say Azamat Murzakanov. Like that guy looks like, you look at him and you're like, okay, this dude is not like the most, he's kind of a bit chunk. Doesn't look like an athletic dude, but the way he moves and the way he steps into that range, the way, he moves with his body, you're like, okay, he's actually athletic. But then you have a guy like Wes Schultz who's like in more, he's in better shape, but like, he just looks like he has lost all motor function skills. Like, just the coordination, like the common sense coordination is appalling for some people. Anyways, I digress. Wes Schultz, he should not be in the UFC. Eric Silva versus Francis Marshall. Good fight. Eric Silva literally started it out with like a spinning head kick, which was crazy. But Francis Marshall's good, man, and he mixed in the grappling. How did he finish this fight? It was ground and pound, right? Submission. Was it a rear naked choke? Why am I forgetting? This was a barn burner, though. It was like basically Eric Silva just came after Francis Marshall, and then Francis Marshall, after kind of realizing, oh shit, like this fight is on in the first. Francis Marshall's good, man. I did pick Francis Marshall to win this fight. He's good. He hasn't lost to like anybody that's not like actually half decent. And he's kind of naturally athletic. Both these guys are. But Francis Marshall's a dude who's going to sit there in the pocket and in the fire and just like swing back. So it was good that way. He had the grappling advantage for sure. He got the takedown, got the submission. Good win for Francis Marshall. Nothing crazy to talk about, but Francis Marshall looked good. And honestly, Eric Silva didn't look too bad. He came back after a 2-year layoff. So, I would like to see him get another fight in the UFC. And I think he does beat like some of the people in the bottom half of this division. This fight was really good. Regina Terran versus Ernesta Karakady. I think a lot of people thought that Ernesta Karakady should have won second, third round. I don't know. I don't know what I was doing for this fight, but I was like kind of in and out of paying attention. First round I was like, okay, whatever. And then I was like picking up in the second round, and these girls are actually throwing down. I was like, okay, I'm actually going to watch this fight and pay attention. I think it was at the gym. I think I was doing back exercises, and I was like, had my phone set up in front of me. I was like, maybe I'll tune in for this one. But it was a really good fight. It was an entertaining fight. These girls went to war. Both of these girls sat down in the pocket, threw back at each other, not scared of it whatsoever. Regina Terran looks like she's a fucking walrus in there. No, not walrus. But she's a big girl for 125. Like, I know she's supposed to fight at 145 in like a kickboxing fight or something they were saying. But you could tell she looked a little plump in there. It was 130 and she looked like she had eaten like 5 cheeseburgers and didn't hit abs that week. Whereas Ernesta Karakady was just a little bit taller, but not quite as strong. And that's kind of what it came down to. It's like Regina Terran was just like, had the more powerful shots, and she had a little bit more weight to throw around in like when they were just up close clinching or just like pushing each other around in the octagon. And she was able to absorb, I want to say she was able to absorb damage a little bit better. It was like a little bit that she was able to absorb it better, and also that Ernesta Karakady was just like doesn't quite have the pop in her shots, which we all know she didn't from the beginning. But it was a really close fight. I think Ernesto probably should have won it. Mexico, they gave it to Regina Turin. But she looked like a good fighter. Like, this is her first UFC fight on short notice, and she looked great in the fight. So, yeah. Douglas Silva de Andrade, bro. I picked the Unk just because I wanted the Unk to win, but I didn't think he was gonna win. And holy fuck, the Unk almost did it, bro. He he came out. He's a bit small for featherweight. I think he used to fight down at bantamweight. He's old as shit, but he's just so stiff, man. He's so stiff. Like, I forgot how stiff he was. He's just one of these dudes that, like, he probably needs to do a bit of yoga, man. Like, this guy ended with 1 second left in the round, dude. Are you kidding me? It wasn't a bad stoppage, though. I know Silva de Andrade was kind of complaining about the stoppage, but it wasn't that bad of a stoppage. It was like, he was pretty fucked up. But with 1 second left, dude, you kind of want to see it go to the next round. Oh, so because the Unk almost pulled it off, dude. I don't know. It was like he was kind of walking Javier Reyes down and kind of getting pieced up, and then he landed one big overhand, hurt Javier Reyes, almost got him out of there, and then I believe he ended up on bottom, maybe, and got TKO'd. I forget how he got TKO'd, but anyways, yeah, he got TKO'd. I thought for a second, I was like, holy shit, he's gonna win, and I'm gonna get this like out of nowhere left pocket pick right, and I did not. So womp womp, but. I don't think Javier Reyes is that good. I don't think Douglas Silva de Andrade is that good. He's an old man at this point, which kind of sucks. These are two guys that I think absolutely suck in the UFC. Sorry, my apologies, but like, bro, like I watch both these guys and I'm like, you can get to this level of MMA skills easily within. Like, if you're an athletic person and you train like twice a day, you're going to be as good as these guys in 2 to 3 years. Minimum. Like, at least in the striking. Maybe, okay, like jiu-jitsu, stuff like that, you actually have to learn the positions and understand all that, what to go next. But, like, dude, striking, at least striking, bro. Give me a fucking year let me, like, teach one person for a year that's semi-athletic and, like, bro. Anyways, I don't know. I just, definitely Chris Moutinho, bro. I feel bad for this dude. I wanted him to win because I want him to get one win in the UFC, but fuck, he sucks, man. He's so bad. And I don't know how he's beating people in the regional scene. This looked like not even a good regional fight. This looked like a mid-level, skill-level regional fight. Like, I've seen, bro, there's people with way better skill sets in amateur than these fucking guys trying to strike, man. It's actually appalling. Anyways, I don't know. Chris Moutinho's striking sucks. He's very, very flat. He's so unathletic. Like, there's no athleticism whatsoever. He's just walking forward like this, and he doesn't move his head at all. He doesn't even try to parry any of the punches. He just eats them. And he just walks forward very slowly into range where you can just move around and do whatever the fuck you want the whole fight and just blast him in the face with a jab or whatever you want. Like, it's appalling. Like, yeah, I don't know if he's ever heard of, like, dude, I don't know. It's like he's just walking around, like, shopping at like the grocery store, just like doot 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 doot, walking like this, just getting punched in the face. He really lost a lot of urgency too. Like, he didn't, like, even his corners telling him, you need to go, you need to try to get a finish in this fight, and he just, like, you could see in the third round he just looked defeated and just kind of gave up. I really don't think Christian Quiñones is that good either. Obviously quite a bit more skilled than Chris Moutinho, but he didn't look very good in this fight either. His boxing and striking looked okay, but it's because it was against Chris Moutinho. He literally just sat there like this with his right hand cocked. not even like proper, like, not to his chin. He was just like this. He's like, and every once in a while, Chris Martino would walk straight into range and he'd throw a right hand and hit Chris Martino in the face, and that was about it. And then he'd go like this. It was a pretty bad fight. Obviously, Christian Quiñones won pretty easily and beat the shit out of Chris Moutinho. Chris Moutinho couldn't get any takedowns. Obviously, nothing going on in the striking. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think either of these guys are UFC level fighters. Like, I look at this and I'm like, bro, like, first of all, they're both, it's 135. If you're fighting at anything below 155, I think you should have some sort of visible abs. These guys are both out of shape. It's 135, man. Like, come on. Like, you have to be in shape. Like, I'm 5'3". I'm like walking around at like 5'4". I'm walking around at like 145 pounds, and I have like a six pack. Like, bro, you guys can be at least in like somewhere near that shape. Like, fuck me. Anyways, Alan Perez versus Macy Chasson. I kind of missed most of this fight. I was eating a hamburger. I was ordering Five Guys. My bad. From my understanding, Alan Perez just kind of mauled Macy Chasson in the grappling aspect, which we kind of saw coming. I think I picked Macy Chasson for some dumbass reason. I knew Aline Perez was going to win. Anyways, Aline Perez won. Don't ever like go off the picks I'm going. This is just like, these videos are not for picks. They're just for me rambling and talking shit. But then here we go again. There's another dude where it's like genuinely, I think like, and this video is kind of turning into me just talking about how easy it is to be like a UFC fighter. Like, there's some people I watch fight and I'm like, holy shit, like that would take years and years and years of like training twice a day to get to that skill level. And there's people like, again, Jose fucking Medina and Chris Moutinho, where I'm like, you could do that in a year and a half, bro, to get to this guy's skill level. And I don't know, maybe it's just me ranting in this video, and I'm not trying to say like it's that easy, because I know it's not that easy, but like there's some people that you watch and you're genuinely like, dude, like you're fucking awful. And Jose Medina was one of that guy. I think he's 5-0 or 4-0 in the UFC now. He needs to be cut. He's really, really bad. I was taking a shit. The round started. I heard the round start. I got up from my fucking toilet, like wiped my butt with one piece of toilet paper, ran to watch the fight because I was like, surely like it's going to end early because Ryan Gandra's going to KO Jose Medina. And I was like, but I'll make it there. Like, he's not getting KO'd within the first 30 seconds. I run around, and as I like run with like toilet paper on my butt in my hand, I look at the TV, and sure enough, Jose Medina is getting fucking KO'd within 40 goddamn seconds of this fight, bro. Are you kidding me? Dude. I mean, Ryan Gandra did exactly what he should have done in this fight. He literally just stormed Jose Medina and just KO'd him with ease because Jose Medina is awful. And the only reason they kind of keep him there is because he's like the only guy from Bolivia, and also like, oh, he's just like tough guy. Bro, he just gets KO'd every fight. It's not like he's got a chin or something where he survives these crazy wars. He gets like TKO'd or KO'd every single fight with ease by literally anybody. So, yeah. Tough to say how good Ryan Gandra is because it's Jose Medina, but he did look good, and I think he's a half decent fighter at this weight class. So, Santiago Luna versus Angel Pacheo. This was a really high level fight. These two guys looked really good. This is the opposite of the last couple fights we just talked about, where it's like, holy fuck, this is like below regional slop. Skill level on both these guys is really good. Santiago Luna obviously won the fight, and I do think he had just the better all-around game. But Angel Pacheo he's a good fighter, man. He's got really good boxing. He had great takedown defense. He had great grappling to get up from the bottom, and also threatened submissions against a guy who is a good wrestler. And he had really clean boxing, maybe a slightly cleaner boxing, but Santiago Luna did a better job of mixing in kicks, stuff like that, and also obviously the grappling and the takedowns, and just caused a bit more damage on Angel Pacheo than the opposite way around. But very good fight, very high level fight. Obviously, Santiago Luna like clearly won the fight, but outthrew Angel by quite a bit. I think it was the first round that Angel got hurt. Santiago Luna hurt him, but very good fight, very close. Like, not close fight, but like it was a close fight. It was a very competitive, entertaining fight, high level competitive, entertaining fight. Like, Santiago Luna is here, and Angel Pacheo was like here in terms of like skill level, and it was like obviously Luna's like winning, but like not by a lot, and you know it's pretty back and forth. So yeah, it was a very good fight to watch, very entertaining. Santiago Luna looked good. Definitely has like some work to do if he wants to like. What weight class is this? Sorry, one sec. Why am I forgetting? I think it's 135, right? Definitely has some work to do to get to like the top level of 135, but like, you know, he looked good. He looked good. Next fight, crazy fight for the Short Kings. Emmanuel Rodriguez versus Kevin Borjas. I think we all picked Emmanuel Rodriguez to win this fight. Kevin Borjas is pretty good. Again, he's one of these guys that, like, when you look at like natural athletic ability and skill level, doesn't naturally have this like natural talent. He's not naturally athletic. Like, you look at Emmanuel Rodriguez and you're like, and just the way he fights, he moves, and how explosive he is. Like, this guy's naturally athletic. But Kevin Borjas is still technically good, and he's one of these guys that, like, obviously you can tell, like, he does train a lot, and he does take it like pretty seriously. Dude, I thought he won the fight. I thought Kevin Borjas won the fight in the first round, man. It was that. It could. I think if it wasn't in Mexico, maybe they would have just called the fight off. Like, it was that close to being finished. He caught Emmanuel Rodriguez with a beautiful check hook or left hand, as Emmanuel was like just storming in, throwing big looping shots as he kind of always does. His striking's gotten a little bit better. It's still like reckless, which is again why I got like countered and dropped by Kevin Borjas. But it's kind of his style. It's kind of a good style for him. And he did recover well, but holy shit, I thought Kevin Borjas did it. He almost got him out of there in the first round. Emmanuel Rodriguez managed to like somehow survive just long enough to get like kind of a not, it wasn't a clean takedown, but a lucky takedown, and able to hold Kevin Borjas down for the rest of the round and survive. Second round, Emmanuel Rodriguez comes back out, kind of does the same thing he was doing before, just a little bit more cautious of getting countered. I kind of think he came into this fight like, I'm just going to put on Kevin Borjas and he can't hurt me, and he almost got finished. Second round came out a little bit more calculated, caught Kevin Borjas with a beautiful big right hand, and then just, dude, if he has you hurt or he senses you're slowing down, Emmanuel Rodriguez just swarms you, dude, and he's an explosive motherfucker. So, yeah, he looked really, really good. I think he does have some problems to get some better strikers that are able to keep range and not let him like close that distance quite as well, and also find counters, because there was a lot of opportunities. He does drop his hands like to here quite a bit, or like his feints, like some of his feints, he's going like this and then throws open. But he's got a lot of, you know, there's a lot of spots to hit him, like exactly with what Kevin Borjas did, that like check left hook, especially if he's moving into range, because once he starts throwing, it's kind of like this. But if you're able to cover up and just, you know, shots like that, you know, you probably could catch him. But I do think he's a big problem for a lot of the guys at the lower level of this weight class for now. And then I think he's going to be somebody we see in the top 10 eventually. He looked really good, and he's still super young in his career, man. He's 7-0 now. His backflip off the cage was fucking sick. I like that. It was, dude, that's a big backflip. That's a lot of impact. The backflipping off of something like, I think it's like, what, the cage is like 6 feet high? Like, you know, it's going to eventually, like, kind of hurt, but he stopped it. I was like, bro, don't break your ankles. Anyways, Emmanuel Rodriguez looked good. Finished Kevin Borjas. Kevin Borjas is not like a high-level 125er, but he's good. He's a good 125er. Edgar Chairez versus Felipe Boone. This was a sick fight. I don't think Edgar Chairez won. I picked Edgar Chairez to win, but I don't think he won this fight. Look at this total strikes, bro. 113 to 69. And one takedown. Not takedown, sorry. I guess one takedown, but like, bro, like the strikes, the takedowns, everything in this fight, clearly Felipe Boone's. He dominated the first round. Really sneaky back take. He looked good in the striking. Like he didn't fight at range. He stood in the pocket with Edgar Chairez. His striking looked really good, Felipe Boone's. They're kind of similar size, but Edgar Chairez is like, he's a big dude for 125. And Felipe Boone's is like, he's kind of a little lanky for 125, but he is tall, rangy, and he did show that he has some strength, and he's able to like stop people, or like at least sit down on shots and like not back up and get pressured back. His grappling was really good, And obviously in the first round, he just took the back of Edgar Chairez and was kind of like, that's where it was the whole round, threatening submissions. Literally elbow, he was just 12-6 elbowing Edgar Chairez straight in the shoulder bone, bro. I would be so pissed. I'd be like, fuck, man, what are you doing? But, like, honestly, probably pretty effective. Felipe Boone's, in my opinion, won this fight. But second round, I think he won as well. He hurt Edgar Chairez. It was pretty much, the second round was, like, decently close. I mean, we can go look at stats. Yeah, it was close. I still think Felipe Boone's won the second round, but it could. I guess you could give it to Chairez, but I thought he won the second round. Edgar Chairez definitely came out in the third round. You guys can see he definitely had a higher output in the third round. Edgar Chairez looked really good. He just got a little bit like of a slow start, and then obviously once he got the back taken by Felipe Boone, it was just like first round was down. Second round he didn't have the same urgency he had in the third round and the end of the second round. I think if he had a bit more urgency throughout the earlier parts of the second round, it would be a bit more clear of an Edgar Chairez win. But it wasn't quite as urgent. And then he's like, end of the second round, we saw he got hit in the nuts, and then like last 10 seconds, he just poured it on Felipe Boone's. And then coming into the third round, first half of the third round, he did the same thing. I think, he just needed a little bit more forward output. But yeah, it looked good. It was a good fight. It was an entertaining fight. Both are pretty good flyweights. Felipe Boone's looked way better than I thought he was going to in this fight. Fuck me, the Unk did it, dude. The Unk did it. I did not have Bobby Green KOing Daniel Zellhuber in this fight. Fuck, eh? I don't think anybody had this. Dude, Bobby Green's not bad. Bobby Green is fucking Bobby Green, bro. I don't know. I don't think Daniel Zellhuber is all that he's hyped up to be. I didn't think he was from like the beginning. Like obviously. Well, not from the beginning. His fight at UFC Noche with Esteban Ribovic, I was like, damn, he's fucking good. And then his last fight, I was like, I don't know. He's one of these guys that, like, he's kind of got everything he needs, like, technical skill-wise. Like, he's quite good. He just, such low output. He's like the Cheto Vera, and that's why I said coming into the prediction of this fight, he has such low output. And Bobby Green just styled on him this whole fucking fight, man. He styled on him the whole fight, just poked at him, touched him. Bobby Green had really good head movement, obviously, as he always does, but he's doing a really good job of slipping and getting out of punches. And the problem is Daniel Zellhuber doesn't do a great job of pressuring and overwhelming somebody, which is kind of what you have to do against somebody like Bobby Green. If you're not doing that against Bobby Green, he's just going to, like, do this, just style on you at range and counter you, like, all fight. You got to make it a messy fight. You got to get in his face. You got to pressure him. And Daniel Zellhuber didn't do that at all. I was surprised that Bobby Green was able to catch him, hurt him, and KO him like that, or TKO him like that. But he did, and it was a good finish, man. Fuck me, hey, Unks are up. The Unks are up this card. Some of the Unks are up. Some of the Unks are up. Next one, I got this one right. I think most of us got it right. David Martinez versus Marlon Vera. Fucking Marlon Vera, bro. I really don't think, like, when you look back at his UFC fight record, and, like, I mean, we can go look at it now. We got time. This is like, we can do a long video here today. What's happening? When you look back at Marlon Vera's record, it's really not that good, bro. Like, it's the wins he has against high-level competition. He's kind of fucking losing until he gets a KO, bro. And he just never has a good enough output. Like, he never has enough output. It's so bad. So bad. Look, lost a 5-round decision to Martinez. Lost a 3-round decision to Martinez. Lost a 3-round decision to Zahabi. 3-round decision to Figueiredo. Lost 3-round decision to O'Malley, and this is like, that's 4 losses in a row, all of him not doing enough. The O'Malley one, he was getting outpointed and stuff like that, but all other fights is just not enough fucking output. That's literally the only reason he's losing these fights, and we all know it. It's just fucking annoying. He has fought really good competition, won against Munoz, but, like, bro, he's not that good, and also still a fucking decision. Lost against Sanhagen, not doing enough and getting outstyled. He won against Cruz, but he was losing that whole fight until he got a head kick KO. He won against Font, but, like, bro, still barely did enough. He won against Edgar, but that was again last end of the round KO. But it's like, bro, he never does it. He never does enough, dude. And he knows it's a problem, and he has like, it even looks like he's wanting to change it, but he just can't. I have no idea what's going on. But if he fought like he did in the third round, in the second round, he probably would have won a decision, but he didn't start that until the third round. It's just watching Marlon Vera fight is like the most frustrating thing I think anybody has ever seen. David Martinez did look, to be fair, David Martinez looked really, really good. I don't think Marlon Vera is ever going to win a first round against David Martinez. He's just way too good, moving in and out of range with that, like bouncing on his toes, blitzing in, blitzing out. He has better striking than Marlon Vera. I'm not going to lie. His striking's better. It's cleaner. He's way faster. He mixes up better. I thought David Martinez looked really good. The one thing with David Martinez's style is similar to like Lone'er Kavanagh's. Lone'er Kavanagh's less so than David Martinez, but David Martinez's style is very, very like bouncing on his toes. Very, very light, very in and out, very quick, very fast. You are going to tire out a lot faster than somebody like Marlon Vera, who's literally just fucking plodding forward. Kind of like a Chris Moutinho, honestly, walking forward. You're just going to tire out faster. And that's what we saw in the third round. But, holy shit, that was a big sneeze. But David Martinez did such a good job of moving around in and out of range and just like not getting caught up against the cage against when Marlon Vera's trying to pressure him, just circling out both ways. Marlon Vera was never going to be able to track down David Martinez in the first round. His foot movement in and out and ability to circle in the cage is just way too good. Obviously David Martinez was going to win the first round, and he looked really, really good. He looked like 10 times better than Marlon Vera in the first round. Second round, David Martinez still had more than enough steam in the tank to kind of just do the same thing where he was just, whenever Marlon Vera would, try to come in, he'd either stand his ground and just blast him back in the pocket, or he'd, step out at range. His foot movement and in and out ability is really, really good, David Martinez. And then when he is actually striking or sitting in the pocket, everything he's throwing is clean, and he mixes it up well. So he's a very hard fighter to beat, and somebody like Marlon Vera, who's just going to kind of walk after you, is never going to be able to catch somebody like David Martinez. We kind of saw it with Sean O'Malley. He just like literally just blitzed him, stand on the outside, blitz, move around, blitz. And then in the third round, David Martinez is getting a little bit more tired. We saw that just mainly because like he's doing so much, like he's got such high output and he's bouncing around so much that he is going to get tired quicker than other people. But that's also why he does so well against most people. But Marlon Vera third round kind of just, he still didn't have enough fucking urgency, bro. He needed a finish and he didn't do what he needed to do to get a finish. He still like didn't show enough urgency. But he put it on David Martinez more. But David Martinez also was like, just like, I've clearly won 2 rounds easy. I don't need to risk maybe getting KO'd by Marlon. So I'm just going to kind of like strike when I have to, stand my ground here and there. And then most of the time I'm just going to, bounce around at range and move out of the way. And that's what he did. And he looked really, really good. Easy win from David Martinez. Great win from David Martinez. Marlon Vera is just, he never does enough. Last fight, we kind of talked about this one. Brandon Moreno versus Lone'er Kavanagh. Great fight. Lone'er Kavanagh looked really, really, really good in the striking. Grappling and cage work, not so much. He looked okay. Like he looked like he was basically just like stalling out because he's like, I'm. First of all, his coaches told him he's up 4 rounds, right? I don't think it was that close. I thought maybe it was like 2 rounds. It could have been 2-2, could have been 3-1. His coaches told him he's up 4 rounds. So in his head, he's like, I don't need to risk any scrambles trying to get off the cage here. I just need to like hold them. Like I'm winning the fight like easily, like as long as he goes the distance. So based on, if my coaches told me that and I was in his position, I would have done the exact same thing. He was doing fine in the grappling exchanges against Moreno. He's a good grappler, Lone'er Kavanagh. He's not like, I don't think he's going to be able to hang with people like Tatsuro Taira quite yet, but he's, like I said earlier in the video, he's by far one of the best strikers, if not the best, cleanest striker in flyweight. He's not losing a technical fight to anybody in striking unless he gets caught with something, which again, obviously he'll lose if he gets caught. But like his striking is just, he has the cleanest, most fluid, best movement, best shot selection out of everybody in the striking, I think, at 125. So he's a real problem for most of these guys. Brandon Moreno, I don't want to say he's washed. He didn't look like as good of a Moreno as we've seen against a lot of people, but I do think he had a little bit of trouble figuring out Lone'er Kavanagh in the first 2 rounds, and I do think that his calf got torn up pretty quickly, which definitely, you could see it was affecting his movement. It's not like, it's never as insane as like Joe Rogan or all these guys say, like, oh my God, his like calf is destroyed, he's not going to be able to strike or fight anymore. It's not that insane, but like it definitely slowed him down quite a bit movement wise. I don't know, man, Lone'er Kavanagh was too clean. He got barely touched. He got caught with a couple shots from Moreno, but like not clean for the most part. Lone'er Kavanagh just looked really good at striking, but in the striking range. But like I said, in this fight, predicting there was like the reason I think Brandon Moreno will win. I don't see how Lone'er Kavanagh is going to win. Is just the cardio is not going to hold up for all 5 rounds, which technically it didn't. But he still looked good in the last couple rounds. And I don't think he's going to be able to finish Moreno. He wasn't able to finish Moreno, but he came damn close in the second round. And I thought that by the time the 3rd round hit, like Brandon Moreno would start to take over a little bit, which he kind of did, honestly. The only way, like when I was putting this fight and thinking about it, the only way I saw Lone'er Kavanagh winning was like being able to fight a super clean, super technical fight the first like 3 rounds and then winning a decision, which is kind of exactly what happened. I think he won the 1st round. I think he won the 2nd round. I think he won the 3rd round. Maybe the 5th round. I don't know. It was close. There was a couple rounds that were close, but like the way he won this fight was just keeping it super clean and super technical in the striking range. And yeah, I don't know what to say. He looked really good. He didn't slow down as much as I thought he was going to in the last like 2 rounds, 3 rounds. But also, Brandon Moreno didn't have near as high of an output as I thought he was going to. I thought Brandon Moreno was going to put a lot faster pace on him. We've seen Brandon Moreno's pace before; it's usually quite a bit faster. And I thought Lone'er Kavanagh was going to have to be doing a lot more bouncing in and out of range to try to keep Brandon Moreno honest in the striking, but. Yeah, I think he caught him with like a front kick in like the 2nd round too. That like maybe it cut Brandon Moreno's lip open or something. Like it looked like he got his big toes like in the lip, which was gnarly. But Brandon Moreno's face was like bleeding quite a lot for like the rest of the fight, and I don't know. I think Lone'er Kavanagh just like set the tone like pretty well like in the first couple rounds, a little bit more than I thought he was going to, and definitely slowed Brandon Moreno down a little bit. Like you could see like Brandon Moreno after the 2nd round, he was like, fuck, like, okay, here we go. I'm going to have to like he looked like a little bit like dejected, I guess, like a little bit like, oh man, this is way tougher than I thought. And then you saw Brandon Moreno kind of like start to go, okay, like I got to lock in. I'm not going to lose this fight. And like, I got to like dig deep here, where I feel like Brandon Moreno wasn't expecting to have to dig that deep in this fight. And he did, honestly. He made it a really close fight in the later rounds. But yeah, I do think this was the right decision. I think Lone'er Kavanagh won this fight. I think we all think that. But do I think Brandon Moreno's washed? No. Do I think it's a good matchup for Kavanagh against Moreno? Yes. Do I think if they run it back that Moreno could beat him in a different fight? Yeah, I think so. But I do think Lone'er Kavanagh is at that level where he's definitely a top 10 flyweight. And he can. The problem with flyweight is there's a lot of guys that are like decent enough to fight, like have a good or close fight with everybody at top 10. So yeah. Anyways, that's my breakdowns and reactions to this card. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't already, go like, hype, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is my fun YouTube channel for MMA. I enjoy it. And I enjoy talking shit about all the fighters and going over all the fight cards. And it gives me a reason to tune in and pay attention to all the fights every week. So, yeah. Anyways, see you guys. We're almost at 600 subscribers, which is very cool. So, yeah. Big things.